How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another video. So a little while ago I went on an after class dive again with my friend Matt. You guys all know Matthew Takakura, the Uku man. We went out to one of my zones that's a little bit closer to shore because we didn't have a lot of time since it was already in the afternoon. But we still managed to get some pretty decent fish and a little bit on the shallower side water, so like anywhere from 40 to 55 feet, somewhere in that range. But yeah, we managed to get some nice fish, see some cool things also that I will put in this video as well. But yeah, that's what this video is going to be about. I hope you guys enjoy. Unfortunately, this video once again will not be a catch and cook, so if you want to see a catch and cook, I'm sorry, but this video is not going to be that. But I promise next video will be a catch and cook 100%. I'm not going to upload anything if it's not a catch and cook. So I hope you guys look forward to that. I hope you guys stick around for this video anyway. So I do apologize for that. But next video, like I said, guaranteed gonna be a catch and cook. But yeah, enjoy the video. Shoot. Alright, here we go, guys. So Maddie and I started off the dive in some deeper water. We were on this ledge that dropped off to a little over 100 feet maybe, but we weren't seeing too much fish out there. Tried chumming a little bit, but never had any luck. So we moved into this shallower reef zone right here, and I'm making this drop. I didn't really see anything from the surface, but I just wanted to see if I could bring something in, maybe some moose or ukus or whatever. And I look over and I see this big pananu coming in. But I'm just looking around, double checking, making sure nothing like real good is coming in, like ukus and stuff. And I'm not seeing too much else. Check behind me one more time and face forward again to see the pananu. And he comes out from behind this rock and he's coming well within range. So I line up, take my shot here. And I actually managed to put this shot, you'll see here in a second, but I put it, I think, in his gill plate, and then it came out through his mouth, which was kind of crazy. But nice first fish of the day. A really nice size pananu. If you guys remember in my last video, I also shot a pananu, but I dive bombed that one. And I mentioned that I hardly ever have pananus come up to me while I'm on the bottom, but this guy came right in. So you can see my shot, not quite through the gill plate, but I put it kind of by his shoulder a little bit and then out through his mouth. But this guy is definitely one of the biggest pananus I've ever shot in my life. And these guys have really beautiful colors. Their teeth are kind of ugly, but they got really nice colors. You'll see here in a second. They've got that really cool pattern by their eye. And then those beautiful blues and reds kind of on his top fin. So really nice fish to start off the dive. And again, one of the biggest pananus I've ever shot. So next drop here, I'm going down. I had seen some opelu and some moose kind of chilling around this one zone right here. So I start making my drop. Kind of looking around here. And I land kind of in between those two rocks. There's a little bit of a channel in between them. And I look under this rock. I get a little bit distracted because I wanted to see if there's anything good. And I actually spot this really nice opelu. You can see him for a sec. I'll zoom in. Right here, you can see him behind the squirrelfish right there. Beautiful size of veil. And I really wish I had my 3-pound because I would have abandoned this drop and grabbed it. But oh well, never brought the 3-pound on this dive, so started focusing on seeing if there were any other fish, and these opelu kala started coming in. And you guys already know opelu kala is one of my favorite reef fish, and in my opinion a very underrated reef fish. But I see this one is quite a bit bigger than the others, so I line up and get my shot off. Hit him a little bit lower than I would have liked, but luckily it was still a holding shot and he didn't rip off or anything. And these guys actually fight pretty hard. This guy, not so much. He took a little bit of line, but here he goes on another run. And I think at this point I was actually kind of holding my reels because I didn't want to let out any more line. But yeah, these guys fight surprisingly hard. I've had a few in the past that I've shot, they take off like ukus, which is pretty crazy. But another really nice fish. Good size opelu kala. So after that, Matt and I were kind of swimming around, exploring the zone, and we noticed this big school of opelu kala, and sometimes they'll have ukus swimming with them, especially if they're in this kind of terrain right here where it's like sand and rocks, big flat rocks like this, kind of flatter ground. So we were taking turns making drops on this school, and while we didn't see any ukus, you'll see here in a second, this was one of the coolest, things I've ever really seen while diving. But I'm on the bottom dusting, trying to see if I can bring in any predators, and this opelu kala school starts coming in from behind me, and you can already see just how big this school was. There were so many individuals in this group of fish right here. But I'm still looking, seeing if there's anything out coming from the sand. And then I turn around and this school is coming closer and closer. And this was only a small section of the original. When we first came up on the school, before we had even made any drops, there were so many of them, and it was kind of ridiculous actually how many opelu kalas there were. But as you can see here, this wall starts coming out in front of me. And it was so cool seeing them, their numbers stretch from like the bottom up to the kind of mid-water column. And they were almost vortexing us like a river around a rock, kind of just parting around us on each drop that we took on them. You can see this smaller section comes to meet this bigger section, but look at how many fish there are in that school. It was super cool. It was even cooler to watch from up top when I was watching Matty, when they would surround him. It was a really cool thing to watch. But this is nearing the end of the dive. It's getting kind of late. And I'm making a drop. This is a little bit deeper. Earlier we were diving in like 45, 50-ish feet. This is closer to 55, maybe 60 at the most. But I start dusting here. Once again, on the edge where the rocks meet the sand, because that's where a lot of times we see ukus. And so I'm looking around here, trying to see what's coming in. And I look over, see a bunch of fish behind me, as well as this small group of vekinonos. And so I start turning my body around. And sure enough, they're coming right in. So I line up, take my shot. I tried to pick out the biggest one. It was a little bit hard to tell because they were all about the same size, but got this nice vekinono. Vekinonos are also another fish that fight surprisingly hard. I would say out of all the goatfish, they probably fight the hardest after they get shot. And then once again, this guy didn't fight as hard as I feel like they usually do, but yeah, these guys put up quite a scrap. But really nice size vekinono, maybe a 2-pounder, something like that. Nothing crazy, but definitely a good fish. And I told Matt that there was a school of them down there, so he starts making his drop. But yeah, solid haul of fish. Got that nice opelu kala, got the nice pananu, one of the biggest pananus I've ever shot, and then finish it off with this beautiful vekinono. Vekinonos also have some really nice colors as well. That bright red. Sometimes you'll shoot them and they'll have super clear red and white stripes going down their body. I had a comment in my last video. I had one guy asking if kumus and vekinonos are the same thing. They're two different species, but they're both goatfish. But you can kind of tell by the shape of their body, and also kumus most times have these two white stripes going from their head to about maybe halfway down their body when they're alive. When they die, those stripes kind of fade and they become mostly red. But that's kind of how you can tell the difference if you haven't really seen them side by side. But yeah, really nice fish. Super stoked on this dive. Real quick one after school, but managed to still pick up some pretty nice fish. Alright guys, that's it for today's video. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. Once again, I apologize for there being no catch and cook at the end of this one, but I hope you guys enjoyed regardless. It was a super fun dive, real quick one, maybe 2-3 hours max, and then we were back in shore already. Got a few nice fish, got that nice vekinono, good size opelu kala, good size pananu. So a pretty productive dive, and I didn't show it on camera, but we found some pretty cool shells as well. And then also seeing that school of opelu kala just getting vortexed by them, that was also pretty sick as well. And that's never really happened to me before, where they're like kind of parting around me like a river around a rock, just kind of going around me and then forming a circle behind me. That was super cool to see, and it was also cool to watch because when Matt was taking drops, I could see it from the surface, and they were just like in this big circle around him, which was pretty cool. But that's all I got for you guys today. Once again, I do apologize for there being no catch and cook, but I hope you guys enjoyed regardless. And yeah, next video gonna be a catch and cook, so I hope you guys look forward to that. But yeah, that's all I got for you guys today. See you in the next one. Shoot.